Hello YouTube, this is Ahoy. So this week I'm going to tell you 5 things that you need to know how to operate almost any DAW there is. So these tips work for GarageBand, Reaper, FL Studio, Cubase, Logic, Pro Tools, Sonar, Ableton, almost anything. The first thing that you need to learn is how to navigate the program. So you need to know where you have your mix window, your timeline window, and your other stuff. That's, I think, the most important thing. Usually you can do fine with just the mix window and the timeline window. So the second one is that you need to learn how to set up your I/O. So you need to be able to hear something out of your sound card, whatever, and you need to be able to record something in. So you need to know if you have 3 inputs, where do you set it up, how do you set it up, and how to do it also on the tracks. The third one, related to the second one, how do you record audio and how do you record MIDI? That is also very important because that's basically what makes music. The MIDI recording is not necessarily, you don't need to have virtual instruments for that, because you can have hardware instruments just record the MIDI that you play with keyboard, or that you have MIDI already and you just import it to the session and then you export it to go to the virtual instrument or the hardware instrument. And for the audio, well, you know, vocals, acoustic guitars, whatever, drums, everything. That's not virtual instruments. The fourth one, how do you use plugins? This is more of a how do you insert plugins, how do you insert virtual instruments. That's the main goal here, not how do you operate Melodyne, Autotune, whatever. That is something that comes with practice. But how do you have a third-party plugin, how do you install it? Does it work on this particular DAW? For example, Pro Tools only takes RTAS, TDM and AAX depending on the version. And then, for example, a lot of PC and Cubase, Steinberg products take VSTs. Then there are Mac-based things that take only audio units like Logic. And then there are some DAWs that take multiple formats like Reaper. And then you also have some other formats like some Linux formats that I'm not familiar with. And then you also have to know if it works on that particular platform. So is it only PC or does it work also on Mac? So you need to know how to use the plugin, how do you install it, and if it's something that you have to manually drag and drop, where do you do that, and how do you make it work. So the last one, fifth one, is how do you import and export audio, MIDI and other things. So if you work not in your normal location, so for example you rent a really nice studio to record drums, how do you export the audio? That's the main thing that you need to know. And then everything else comes with time and experience. But these 5 things, how do you navigate the program, how do you set up your inputs and outputs, how do you import and export files, how do you record MIDI and audio, and how do you use plugins. That's the 5 things that you need to know to properly use almost any DAW there is. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, please write them down in the comments below. Thank you for watching and make good music.